Welcome to Tyler Mini Reads, Reviews, Discusses, Monologues about everything and anything, and that's on period. So today I'm gonna be doing a kind of different kind of review today, and that's gonna be a couple K dramas and C dramas that I watched that I have really enjoyed. So if you didn't know, in addition to reading books, I love watching TV shows. Mostly I watch K dramas, I watch C dramas, and I am a huge fan. So I wanted to discuss the first Frost, Love Scout, and Hidden Love. So the first Frost are actually let me start with Hidden Love. So Hidden Love is a Chinese drama that came out 2022 came out a while back. We have a girl who has a crush on her brother's best friend, right? And so right from when she was little, she had a crush on him, and we see her grow up, and she grows out of the crush. She goes to college, and I mean, it was a severe crush. Like, she had a major crush on this dude. But then she grows out of the crush. She goes to college, and then kind of reconnects with Don Jashu, and Sanji kind of falls back in love with him, and their story was so intimate, so tender, so poignant, of like a coming of age story. But you could see how much love that Don Jashu had for her, and he expressed it in so many ways, and she was also like a covering for him because he had gone through so much, and to meet someone that loved him without any expectations, and she was just like a warm blanket at the end of a very cold day. So I enjoyed that show. So I've watched it like 2 or 3 times. And so Sanji had a brother called Sanyan. And I have to mention, her parents were OGs. They were the best parents ever. And if you watch a lot of C dramas, you will know some parents are portrayed really terribly. So these were golden standard parents, like really loving couple. They loved their kids, and they were not afraid to show it. And so Sanyan and Sanji grew up with so much love. Like, so they were their best versions of themselves, because these are kids that grew up with no trauma, right? Which is, like, that's so hard. And you will see the reason why, because Don Jashu had a lot of, things that happened to him growing up that kind of shaped the person he became to be. So meeting Sanji, it was like she opened a door to love and light and hope and just happiness for this dude. So Hidden Love, when it came out, was a hit. Like, we all loved it. I mean, okay, so a lot of people didn't like the book, mostly because she had a crush on him when she was way younger than she should be having crushes. But I think the story was handled as delicately as possible, and no lines were crossed, because Don Jashu never, had any romantic inclinations for her when she was younger. He only saw her in a different light when she was in college. So that's the only reason why I feel like it was believable, and there wasn't anything going on, right? And so then the first Frost is out in 2025. So it's been some years in between Hidden Love and First Frost. The first thing that's different is the actors that played Sanyan, Don Jashu, and Sanji in Hidden Love were all completely changed, new cast. We have Jan Ronan and Bai Jinting, who are now playing Sanyan, and Sanya's love interest in the first Frost is Wen Fan, or Wen Shuanjian. I hope I said that right. So the first Frost is kind of like Sanya's own love story, following his life from when he was younger They did bring in Dranjashu and Sanji at different times in the story, but don't watch it thinking you're gonna find any parallels with Hidden Love. It's completely different. It's hard. I mean, it's been a while I watched Hidden Love, so I was able to accept the changes, but I think I love the original cast. I actually love the original Sanyan. He sang one of the OSTs for Hidden Love, and that song is like on repeat. So I wish they used Victor Mar, but I think Bai Jintin is a good actor. He's not as how I would have pictured Sanyan. Sanyan is, I mean, based on Hidden Love, he's like, muscular, which Bai Jintin is, but Bai Jintin is like tall and lanky. So, visually, he's not what I have as Sanyan, but in other mannerisms and other things he does for Wei Fan, like you can see the love, just almost like Sanji. Like the parallels are insane. Like he is so sweet, just as his sister was to Danjashu in her story. You can see how he cares for Yifan and he's there for her. In fact, whenever they were young and in school, it was the craziest. I was like, this dude, like, do you even read? All he thought about was this girl. I was like, yo, this is insane. Like, he was always following her. He was always with her, always there with her. Like, and I think she also liked him. She had a crush on him. So they were kind of like in a relationship, but they never told anyone. And they had plans to go to the same college and I guess be officially in a relationship. But then a lot of things happen to Yifan, and Yifan pushes Sanyan away. She goes to a different college, and they are reunited a couple of years later, and they end up living together as roommates. So, as at the time of filming this, the show is not done. It's not completely aired. So I'm about at like episode 20-ish. And this is when they start officially dating. So I still have good feels, I like Yifan. Yifan is a very complicated, complex character. She is someone who has been through a lot. She has suffered at the hands of the people who are supposed to protect her, and she has lost so much at such a young age that she is just, the only way she can cope is to deassociate herself from the world. And so she's emotionally distant. She is, subdued. Her voice is low. She just gives up. She has so much walls around her. And you can kind of see, one thing I liked was Sanyan didn't just, go in and be like, you must love me. But he slowly kind of, opened the door for her to be able to open up her heart to him, right? And so, and he told her, he said, you have to chase me. I'm not going to, you extend the hand first, because she broke up with him back when they were, younger. And so he's like, I need to protect myself. I really love you. You're still the only woman or girl that I have ever loved, and but I just need you to give me a sign, girl. So, the story is so it's so interesting. I feel for Yifan. Like I said, she's been through so much, and it's so sad that she's someone that's just completely surrounded by, terrible people. But hopefully, I'll finish the show, and we already know how the show's gonna end, but just even watching the way he slowly, is kind of like bringing light into her world is just so sweet to watch. And so the last show I wanted to talk about was Love Scout, which is a K-drama. So Love Scout came out early this year, or maybe late last year. I don't know. It came out 2025. And okay, so our leading lady, she is one of my top K-drama actors. I've seen her in a lot of other shows. She was in One Spring Night, and I really love that show. That's like my comfort show. I put it on when I'm like doing laundry or something. So whenever I saw this show, I was like, yeah, this sounds interesting. I'm gonna watch. So it's currently completely aired, and the story follows our CEO protagonist. I forgot her name. She is running this company where they are like a job. They find candidates for people, so like a job searching company, and so she is someone that is really good at her job, but she just doesn't have the mental capacity to do simple tasks like driving her car, like remembering people's names. Like she's good at her job, which is headhunting, but anything else is really hard for her to compute. So her best friend slash accountant slash director in her company says, we need to hire you someone that can help take off the mental load off of you. We need to get you a good assistant. So enter our main character. Oh my god, is he dreamy? He's dreamy. This is the first time I'm actually watching any of his shows. I'll put his name up. He is, oh my god. Okay, so I think if we were to face off the three men in this whole series, I would think he would be number one. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, because he's an adult. I mean, the show we're watching, it's not like the Chinese shows that show them from infancy, but he's an adult. He has a child, and he is the sweetest person to ever work this world, this fictional world. So he's so sweet. He's attentive. He takes care of his daughter. He's so kind, and he talks so soothingly. Like he's like a breath of fresh air. And so it's the story is like a slightly enemies to lovers kind of trope, because when they meet, they have this kind of like bad interaction, and he has some preconceptions about her and her job, and so she also is like doesn't like him. But then, through a series of events, he comes to work at her company as the assistant. And so you can see how he tries so hard to, understand her job and to be the perfect assistant for her. And she's just kind of resistant and doesn't like him. But then this K-drama was also really refreshing because okay, so I don't know who fell first, but the way the show told it was she fell in love first with him, and she come first, which is a first. And she's also the one in power. So usually it's flipped as the guy is the one in power. Like when I say in power, like he's the CEO, is the top dog, and he's always the one who pursues the girl. But in this script, it's flipped. She's the CEO, and he's her, employee, and she falls in love with him, and she doesn't actually like pursue him, but she just kind of tells him, here's where I stand, and I don't want you to be uncomfortable. If you don't feel the same way, let me know and I will back off. But by that point, we already see that he also has really strong feelings for her. And another thing in Korea is if you are someone that has a kid, it's kind of like a stigma. So if you watch One Spring Night, it's told more, it's more in depth there, that people who have kids and are divorced, the kids are kind of seen like a liability. This is also reflected in the first Frost, because Yufan's dad dies and her mom abandons her with family and goes off to remarry another man who has a kid. And because it's hard to be accepted with a kid versus just you alone. So it's kind of like it's a culture thing that's prevalent in all of these stories where children are kind of abandoned, sadly. So anyways, but then we see the male lead, who is on the other end, he has his kid, and he's like, he was already like satisfied with his lot in the world. Is, I'm just gonna take care of my child. Love is not in the books for me. I don't deserve it. And that's kind of like the mindset they all have, is I don't deserve love just because I have a kid, which is so sad. But then he, you know, he's so shocked that that, you know, his boss is in love with him. And so, you know, you can see him slowly coming to terms and realizing that he has to fight for this love. So they get together. It's the sweetest thing. And you know, they have other like issues and themes going on, but at the end of the day, it's a really happy ending. I really enjoyed watching Love Scout. Every Friday and Saturday, I was like glued to my TV just waiting for a new episode to drop. Another thing I wanted to touch about was all of these 3 shows, the OSTs for all of them, chef's kiss. Like, fantastic, phenomenal, so good. Oh my god. Especially Love Scout. I discovered a newfound love for music all over again. Like, whoever was the music producer, they would cut in scenes with with songs that just fit right in. Like, oh my god. Like, it made me fall in love with music all over again. So I don't know if anyone's ever watched these shows, but if you see them, I know The First Frost is on Netflix, Hidden Love is on Netflix, and Love Scout is on Viki. So if you have any such subscriptions, feel free to pick them up. Love Scout is 12 episodes. First Frost is, I think, about 32, and Hidden Love probably about the same, maybe 24, 32. I'm not sure. I have to go back and check, but they're all if you are interested in more recs about K-dramas and C-dramas, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely try to bring these out you know, more often. But thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.